Welcome to music. We've been going to music for at least half the year now, but we're going to talk about some important things we need to learn for the rest of the year. First things first, we need to talk about common expectations for all around the school. Typically, when we talk about expectations, we mean pause. So, let's break it down so that we can do an awesome job for the whole rest of the school year. Practice self-control. I want you to think in your head of a couple examples of self-control. I will show you one in a moment. Look at this picture. Is this person showing self-control in the hallway of their school? What was going on in the picture? Were they practicing self-control as they should have been doing? How could they have practiced it better? What would you do to better practice self-control? Act responsibly. Again, I want you to think in your head of some examples of acting responsibly. We all know what the word responsibility means. It means things that we are expected to do. Sometimes being responsible isn't necessarily something that people notice. Let's see an example. Were those two people acting responsibly? What was going on in the picture? How could they have acted more responsibly than they did? Is it possible that they were doing something that was irresponsible because they were being distracting to each other? What would you do in that situation? Working for success. Working for success is something we do every day when we have an assignment and something we can do all together and individually. Oftentimes, I think working for success is doing your best no matter what you are doing. Look at this example. Is this student working for success right now? How could they be working for success a little bit better than they are? What would you do in this situation? Showing respect is something that we all expect of each other all the time. It has to do with how we treat everyone in the school. It's perhaps the most important part of pause. If if we don't show respect to each other, then we can't do any of the rest of pause either. It's your classmates, the teacher, and people you don't even know. What's going on in this picture? How could these students work for success better than they already are? I see perhaps some students are not being aware of how their respect is affecting other folks. What would you do in this situation? How do we come into the room? First and foremost, the line order that we are lined up in the hallway is going to initially be our line order inside. When you come in, I want you to come in and find your seat with the correct number. Sometimes I will ask you to sit in a different seat than the one you sat in originally. Please change seats nicely. When we come into the room, we come in without talking, touching, or distracting each other in any way. It should be completely silent. How do we sit in our chairs? Whenever we use chairs, and we don't always, sometimes we sit on the floor, but whenever we use chairs, we sit in them a certain way. You should be sitting with your bottom in the chair, directly in the seat. Your feet should be in front of you, not to the sides or laying down. You should not be rocking the chair because all four legs of the chair are going to be on the ground. When I ask you to stand in front of your chair, please don't move across the room. Stand directly in front of your chair with your head straight and tall. When we are about to sing, I need to make sure that you're ready. So I'll wait a moment and make sure that everyone's eyes are on me. I'll say ready. When we are starting to sing, I'll typically give you a big motion with my hand to start. I want you to follow me the entire time that we're singing so that you know what's about to happen. When we're about to finish singing, I'll give you a big signal that's called a cut off when we are finished. Please look for the cut off. When we line up to go out of the room, we also line up in a specific way. Your number that's on your chair is going to be the number that we line up in. So even if your number isn't usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, whatever number chair that you're sitting in is the one that you're going to line up as. When you get in line outside the door, our mouths are completely closed. Our feet are straight forward, and we are giving each other space. If you are touching someone with your shoulder, head, or any other part of your body, you are too close to them. That's all for right now. We're going to have an awesome year, and we want to practice these procedures so that we can have a really fun class and be friendly to each other. That is our goal. Let's work to make music and make Wilburn a friendly and fun place to learn. Go Wilburn!